All right, Lee. Week 14 in the NFL is about to kick off, man. We got a good slate of games coming up. Coming up this Thursday actually is a big game right off the bat. I mean, you got the Dallas Cowboys, that who are fighting for their lives right now. They on a good winning streak. Won a couple games. Their fans getting riled up. They're gonna be in Detroit for this game. Look, I know Dallas is desperate and they're playing inspired, but you know what? The Lions are even more desperate. They're even more desperate. And at this point in time, I think the run for Dallas is going to come to an end. It's going to come to an end.
Okay.
This is it. So, in this game Thursday night, I'm banking on Detroit, man, because their back's up against the wall. They're trying to stay in this division and in the playoff race. And so I'm going with Detroit in this game.
Going with Detroit, huh? I think I'm going to go with Dallas on this one. I think the momentum, I don't think it's stopped. I think it's going to continue. The defense looks good. They seem to be more centrally focused on stopping the run. Quinnen Williams in the middle, in the middle, I think he's a good run stopper, a run stopping force. And they're getting pressure with just four men now. So they've kind of, gotten rid of Micah. They don't need that extra guy coming in. And the defense looks stout. Dak is playing pretty good. You got those two weapons on the outside with Lamb and Pickens. The running game is average, but they don't really need a big, profound running game with those two receivers. The box is going to be light for the opponent. So, and the thing is too with the Lions. You talk about the Lions and that they're desperate. They are desperate. And ever since Dan Campbell took over the play calling duties, something just hasn't seemed right. Yes, they had some pretty big plays. Gibbs has been really a lightning rod for them at times, but if Gibbs doesn't go off, they're not winning.
Yeah.
They're not winning. So I think Dallas can keep him contained, not stop him, but I think they can stop him from blowing them up. And if they can do that, I think Dallas is going to be able to pull this one off.
All right. Next game, man. We got and this is starting the Sunday games. We got the Seahawks 9-3, traveling to Atlanta. This is a no-brainer for me. I don't even have to say much on this one. Seattle got this game in the bag. It is what it is in this one.
Going for the upset. Going for the upset on this one. I think this is a classic case of, I think the Seahawks are going to come into this. They're not going to be fully prepared. They are going to take this one for granted. And I think the Falcons are going to come out. They're going to pounce. They're going to surprise they're going to surprise this team. They're going to rise, right? We're going to see this team rise this weekend. Falcons at home too? Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Dirty birds rise up.
Dirty birds rise up. Huh?
Yeah. Rise up.
All right, you're gonna live and die with that one, man. You're gonna live and die.
Let's go.
All right, man. We got the Pittsburgh Steelers 6-6, visiting the Baltimore Ravens. This is a division game. Both of them are 6-6, and so Steelers don't look good. Ravens don't look good. Aaron Rodgers. The age has caught up with him. The age is caught up with him at this point. So with that being said, I'm going with the Ravens. I think Lamar Jackson has not been looking like himself, like we've been talking about, but I just still can't trust the Steelers. I can't trust the Ravens either, but I think in this instant, I'm just going to have to roll with Baltimore on this one.
Yeah, this is a hard one. And you got two teams, they're equally matched, and they're both like just downtrodden. And they got so many similarities going on. Both long-standing head coaches. Both head coaches have won a Super Bowl, but both coaches, it's been a long time since they've seen any semblance of success deep into the playoffs. I think we're starting to hear murmurs of Tomlin's, wearing out his welcome with Pittsburgh. I hate to hear that. I think, the world of Tomlin, I think he's a heck of a coach, but what have you done for me lately? The NFL is all about, it's about recency, right? Recency bias. And so far, it's been a long time since he's really put together an effective season for the Steelers. I think there's going to be a lot of pressure. I think he has a lot riding on this. So I think the Steelers are going to pull this one out. They're going to pull this one out, and I'll go with the Steelers to win this game.
All right, next game, we got the 1-11 Titans traveling to the Browns, led by Shador Sanders at quarterback. Two boys going up against each other, Cam Ward,
Yeah,
Shador Sanders.
good friends.
Yeah, really good friends. But it's not going to be friendly. The Cleveland Browns are going to harass him. Unfortunately, I think Cam is still gonna do his thing, but he's gonna get harassed. And I think Cleveland is just gonna move the ball methodically. Shador hasn't been making many errors. He's not blowing up the spot and doing it, but he's being efficient and he's moving the ball as long as Jerry Jeudy, not getting on him. So I'm gonna have to pick Cleveland Browns in this game, man, because Titans, it's just not happening this year.
Yeah, the Titans don't have a lot going on. Cleveland Browns, they have Myles Garrett. I mean, just that alone, I think, is a determining factor and would be a determining factor in this game. Stefanski as well. I think he's going to be able to muster up something to get them over the top in this game. They don't need to do much. Don't need to do much. Cam Ward doesn't have any help. There's nobody there. He's by himself. Brown should win this one easily.
Yeah, for sure. All right, we got the Indianapolis Colts against the Jacksonville Jaguars. These two teams are tied for first place in the division, and like we always say, Jacksonville winning 8 games is crazy. The Colts going on a little bit of a slide here. People are trying to figure them out. You know what? I'm going with Jacksonville. I'm going with Jacksonville in this game. I think Jacksonville is actually going to pull this one off. I don't know how they're going to pull it off. I think I'm feeling right now that the same magic that they pulled against KC, they're going to pull against Indianapolis. And I think Trevor Lawrence plays good in these kind of games like this. And so I'm going with Jacksonville in this game.
Yeah, this divisional game, right? And this one is for all the marbles, right? This is for first place.
Yeah.
Jacksonville is at home.
Jacksonville is at home. Yes.
Colts have been in a slump, and I think opponents, they've uncovered the secret sauce here, which is, I mean, really not much of a secret. Stop Jonathan Taylor, and you stop the Colts. If you can stop Jonathan Taylor from going off, you're gonna be able to have a good chance of winning against this team. Do the Jaguars have the personnel to be able to do it? I think so. The defense is underrated. They're going to win, but it's not really going to be so much because of Trevor Lawrence. I think it's going to be because of the supporting pieces. Jacoby Myers, he's kind of come on as their top flight wide receiver. He's their wide receiver 1 now. Daniel Jones is nicked up. I think he has that fraction in his fibula. He's not 100%. Yeah. I'm with you on this one. I'll go with the Jaguars.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Next, we got the Washington Commanders, 3-9. They are going to Minnesota to play the Vikings. Based on what I saw on Monday night with the Commanders, and playing the Denver Broncos really hard, right down to the wire, actually could have won the game at the end. I'm going with the Commanders. I usually don't pick NFC East foes. However, this one is just logic. I don't think the Vikings right now are going to be on the same page when it comes to the quarterback situation. The defense, although is still lights out, but I think the Commanders, Mariota's been playing really well over these past few games. It looks like he's gotten really comfortable. And so I'm going to go with the Commanders in this game.
Yeah, I'm going to go to Commanders as well. Mariota is better than Brosmer. Brosmer didn't look good at all. And understand he's an undrafted free agent rookie. I get that. So you have to take that into consideration. But with that being said, he's their best option. He couldn't get it. He didn't get anything going. It was the Seattle defense. That Seattle defense is vicious. Probably top 5 defense in the league, especially against the run. Washington Commanders, their defense is no slouch either. It's not top 5, but they are in the better top upper half of the league. So I think Vikings, they will probably get a little bit of traction on offense, but not enough to be able to win this game. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the Commanders.
Gotcha. All right, look at these teams, man. You got the Miami Dolphins, 5-7, traveling to New York to play the Jets, the 3-9 Jets. Dolphins have been on a bye.
A bye. Yeah, they won. They won.
They won. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, we just didn't talk about that.
We skipped right over that one. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it was just like they was on a bye.
Right.
So the Dolphins, the Jets, man. This is a division game also. Let's see. I'm going with the Jets. I'm going to go with the Jets. I think Aaron Glenn and the team they got a couple wins under them. They're feeling good. They look like they going to start making some moves. Dolphins, I don't know. I still don't know. So yeah, I'm going with the Jets in this game.
Yeah, I would like to go with the Jets too, but I can't. Dolphins, they do seem to be building up some semblance of a momentum. Not enough to get them anywhere, but they have been riddling off a couple of wins. The team, that angst that you saw with them at the beginning of the season, all that influx, that seems to have been smoothed out. It's kind of going away a little bit. They should be able to do enough to win this game against the lowly Jets.
Gotcha. All right. All right. All right. This one is going to be another quick one. New Orleans Saints 2-10, another division game. These are the division games coming in against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 7-5. Tampa Bay is still desperate. They came off a big win. Baker Mayfield is doing his thing. The Saints are rebuilding mode. They're trying to get new coach, everything, trying to get things together. Buccaneers are still in the hunt, so I'm going with the Buccaneers in this game.
Yeah, another divisional game. And these NFC South games, man, they can go any way, any which way. Bucky Irving is back. Baker Mayfield is still dinged up. If they didn't have Bucky, then I would probably go with the Saints for the upset. But Bucky looked good last week. They eased him in, but for the limited touches he had, he kind of went off. So I'll pick the Bucks for this one as well. Yeah, Tyler Shuck he isn't looking good right now.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
definitely gonna be in the draft for a QB. Um, okay, so we got the Cincinnati Bengals. They are going to Buffalo. So Cincinnati Bengals 4-8. They are going to Buffalo
Yeah.
8-4. Buffalo just came off a win. I know the favorite in this game is Buffalo, but I think Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and believe it or not, the Cincinnati defense is going to do something that's going to create a turnover, one or two turnovers. Josh Allen is going to look like how Josh Allen has been looking. Don't get me wrong, he's still going to do his thing, but I am going with the upset. I am going with Cincinnati Bengals because I just think they are going to start rolling again here with Burrow coming back in this game, and they are going to upset the Buffalo Bills.
Do we know if T. Higgins is still out? I know he didn't play last week.
Let's see. I thought he was going to be back. Let's see.
So there's an article asking if he's going to return for week 14. I think it's up in the air. They say it's 50-50.
Yeah,
It's 50-50 right
yeah.
now. So okay. If T. Higgins is in this game, I'm going with the Bengals. I think it'll be a shootout. The Bills defense is porous at best. And protection wise, they can't seem to stop pressure from getting to Allen. Without T. Higgins, I think Buffalo will be able to pull this one out. So I'm kind of 50-50 on this myself. I'm going to go under the assumption that T. Higgins is going to play. And with that, I'm going to pick the Bengals to win this game in the upset. Joe Burrow, he looked, for a guy that missed a lot of games, he played pretty well.
Yeah.
He's only going to get better. And we know what he's done in the past. He's beaten these guys. He's beaten Lamar. He's beaten Allen. He's beaten Mahomes. So, yeah, I think he can do it again.
Yeah, he definitely got on a mission. All right, this one, this is the afternoon games now, 4 o'clock games. The Broncos 10-2, tied for first place in the AFC with the Patriots. The Broncos are visiting Las Vegas to see the Raiders at 2-10. The records are flipped here, 10-2, 2-10. This is an easy one. I'm going with the Broncos. I don't think the Raiders just have the defense or the offense at this point to do anything. I think they are gonna score more points though with getting rid of Chip Kelly. I think they are gonna score more points. However,
They didn't score more points last week.
Hey, look, you got to give him a week. Give him a week. I'm going with the Denver Broncos in this game, but I expect to see some glimmers from the Raiders.
I expect no glimmers. No, and not against this
I got
Broncos
you.
defense. No,
I got you.
no glimmers. None. Broncos are going to win. It's going to be easy. I don't care if this is a divisional game. Raiders don't have the personnel, the coaching, nothing
Not the,
to be able to give me any sense that they're going to be able to upset the Broncos at this junction of the season. So yeah, I'm going to go with the Broncos.
gotcha. All right. This one here, two perennial supposed playoff teams. You got the Chicago Bears leading the NFC 9-3, visiting Lambeau to play the Packers. 8-3-1. This is boy. This is going to be. I think this is one of the games of the week right here, because this is going to really determine a lot. And I think Lambeau is at home. I mean, Green Bay is at home in Lambeau. It's a 4 o'clock game. Based on what I've seen, Chicago's going to keep rolling. They're going to beat Green Bay. I think what Ben Johnson is doing there is phenomenal. Everybody's bought in. Everybody's believing. The run game is clicking. The Bears are going to just keep rolling in this game. They got this one.
Yeah, I'm going with the Bears as well. That bandwagon getting heavy now. Everyone's starting to believe in this team. But until they show me otherwise, I'm gonna ride with them. I think it's gonna be a tight game. And Bears have shown that they can pull out these tight games now. So I'll go with the Bears.
Yeah, sure. All right, last 4 o'clock game, 4:25 is your Rams visiting the Cardinals. This one is so easy. I mean, it's. I mean, do you even have to play this game?
Don't do that. Don't do that.
No,
don't do
seriously.
that.
I mean, I'm not
Don't do
gonna.
that. Yeah.
I won't go overboard. But however,
Yeah.
the Cardinals don't have anybody, man. I mean, they don't have anybody. Really, they don't have anybody. If you guys, this is all you got to know. You guys don't play down to the competition, which you don't, because I saw the press conference from McVay, and then I watched him, and I could see in his eyes, I saw that he was like, boy, he wish he could have went back to that last game.
Yeah.
I could see it. And so with that alone, it's the Rams obviously are going to win this game. It's just not even going to be close in this one. I think Cardinals just don't have anybody. So yeah, your Rams got it.
Yeah, I'm not going to belabor this one. I expect the Rams to win. I'm not just picking. I expect them to win this game.
Yeah,
And I'll leave it at that.
absolutely. All right, this one Sunday night. You got the Houston Texans 7-5 making a surge. My guy, D'Amico Ryans, against the Kansas City Chiefs, who are holding on like a thread. They just holding on hope. Unfortunately, that hope is gone because the Texans are on a mission, man. The Texans are on a mission. This isn't going to be a blowout. This isn't going to be anything like that. This is going to be close. This is coming down to the end of the game. But the Texans defense is going to do something in this game to Patrick Mahomes, and it's just going to flip the Texans' way. I want to championship grit is going to come through. But Travis Kelce is old. Chris Jones always crying. They don't have a run game. Texans are surging right now. So, yeah, I'm going with the Texans in this game. I believe in the Texans.
I'm picking the Texans, too. And it's mainly because the Chiefs' defense. The Chiefs' defense is a bottom 5 team. And I think their passing defense is ranked 31st. Not that the Texans have a prolific passing game on the offensive side.
Yeah.
But I think Stroud should be able to do enough with, that porous defense that they got on the Chiefs and to be able to eke out a win. Rushing wise, they got Chubb, they got Marks, and I think those guys should be able to move the chain. Chiefs got to fix it. I don't think there's enough time to fix it, and I think that thread that they're hanging on, it's about to get popped. It's going to get popped.
Yeah. It's done for them. All right, Monday night game, man. They just egged some fans, Philadelphia Eagles fans.
Patullo. Yeah, I saw that.
They egged.
I saw that. He lucky that's all they threw. I was like, that's it.
Oh man, why they do that to Patullo, man?
All they did was throw it. He lucky.
I know right now, Patullo is not my biggest fan. Trust me, he's not my biggest fan. But don't do that, man. Don't egg the man house, man. Come on, man. Just give him a break. But yeah, it's not going up against the Chargers. Both teams are 8-4. Both teams coming off losses. So this is again, this is going to be another pivotal game, man. One for the Eagles that you got to get it going. You got to get something going. If the defense shows up, because this could only be defense, because there's no offense. There's no offense happening in Philadelphia. Okay, none at all. There's no offense. If the defense shows up, I got to go with my Birds in this one. If the defense shows up, we've been counting on the defense all year. We've been counting on these guys, riding their backs. The offense been riding their backs, all year long. And we need the defense to step up again. I know Justin Herbert is going to be ready. However, he does have an injury, and I don't know if he's going to play. I think he's going to try and play, but I think he has a wrist injury. Isn't it on his is it on his throwing hand, or is it on his his non-throwing hand?
Yeah.
And I think the Eagles, Jalen Carter, we're going to try and exploit that. We're going to try and get some pressure on him to get him moving out of the pocket. Don't get me wrong. He could move, he could run, he could scramble, he could do all of that. But he does not want to get hit on that hand. I promise you that. He don't want to get hit. So he's going to be trying to get that ball out quick before the pass rush could get to him. And this is the biggest if, like I'm saying, if the defense is playing like how the defense has been playing, the Eagles are going to win this game in a close one. And that's an if. I don't expect anything from the offense. Whatever the offense do is going to be a surprise and a shock to me. It's going to be surprised. There's going to be a surprise and a shock. So I don't expect the run game to get going. I don't with Jalen. I just don't know. AJ Brown has been getting his right, but I can't. And Kevin Patullo and Nick Sirianni, they can't figure it out. And it's not going to be figured out this year. As much as he want to say we figuring it out, no, they're not doing nothing. The same thing is going to happen, and it's going to look putrid. And so, yeah, I'm picking my Eagles, but I need the defense to step up in this game.
Yeah. You know what Sirianni's problem is?
What's that?
I think he wants to be the smartest person in the room.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And as a head coach, that's not what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to be the smartest guy in the room. You're supposed to hire guys that know things that you don't know so that you can integrate it into the philosophy to help make the team more well-rounded, to make it better. But he thinks that he's the smartest guy, and here's the scary thing: he might be, right? He might be.
That's sad if he is. That's sad.
That's the scary thing about this whole thing.
Yeah.
Because we know when Kellen Moore was there,
yeah,
Kellen Moore was the smartest guy, at least offensively, in that room, right? When the guy for the Colts, Steichen,
yeah,
right? When he was there, he was the smartest guy in the room. Right, but see, when he get his buddies, he's smart. He's smarter than Patullo, and that don't bode well for you guys. Anyway, and then on top of that, I just found this out. I didn't even realize this. Your offense is the highest paid personnel in the league.
Highest paid, man.
It's inexcusable.
They're wasting these dudes' talent, man.
Yeah,
wasting the talent.
Yeah, inexcusable.
Yes.
That being said, if Herbert doesn't play, then you guys should win this one easily. Well, I won't say easily. You guys should win this one almost comfortably. You should be able to control the game, the tempo, right? But there's an X factor here, and that X factor is Trey Lance. And I know Trey Lance hasn't really shown much to date, but he's been under Harbaugh now for going on 2 seasons. And Trey Lance does have the similar traits to Colin Kaepernick back in the day.
Yeah.
And if he's able to deploy Trey Lance in the same way that he did the earlier years of Kaepernick, you guys in trouble.
Yeah.
You guys will be in trouble, right? So I think that's the only X factor in all of this. But with that being said, I'm going to pick the Eagles to win, only because Herbert is messed up. That line is still, makeshift. And I don't know, the running game, I know Vidal he's been kind of catching on a little bit. But the Eagles' defense should be able to contain him pretty handily, right? So I'll pick the Eagles with a little side note of I don't know what's going to happen if Trey Lance actually awakens in this game.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting. It's a lot of storylines this week coming up. Starting with Thursday and those Dallas Cowboys Detroit Lions. That's gonna kick this week off, man. Gonna be exciting to see.
You don't think this is weird though? I don't remember the last time a team has played on Thursday night 2 weeks in a row.
They did play on, 2 weeks in a row. Yeah,
They
that's
played
right.
Thanksgiving. Yeah,
Yes,
both
yes.
teams.
Both teams. That is true.
Yeah,
Oh, wow,
yeah.
yeah.
I thought
That
that
is
was
interesting.
that's kind of odd. I don't remember seeing that.
Huh. Yeah, that is
It's
interesting.
interesting.
I didn't even
Yeah.
pick up on that one. Yeah. So yeah, man. We'll see what happens with these games. We'll definitely be back to talk about all the results and talk about what's going on. We'll be back on Monday to talk about all that. So yeah, man. In the meantime, we'll see. We'll see on Thursday. See what's
All
going on. Yeah,
right,
man.
man.
All
Enjoy the
right.
games.
Hey,
Later.
later.